Hey y'all, I'm just letting people pop into the chat. I know y'all can't see me, but yes, I'm here. The episode went off about 30 minutes ago, so I will give a few people more time to pop into the chat to see who wants to talk about Lovecraft County. Comment once you are in here. Otherwise, y'all know I will log off. But let's see. Oh, you watched it Friday. I watched it Friday too. I just had to rewatch it today because I know some people, you can see me now, I know some people don't watch stuff early, but I did. I would have been talked about it, truth be told, but I try not to spoil things. I try not to post up too early as far as lives and all of that. It was a good episode to me. Hey. I cannot wait until the next episode because I just want to keep going with the story and everything, and I like where I think it's going. But again, the show was so different. We can be surprised, girl, in the next minute. I don't know. I've seen some comments on Twitter that was a little bit different for me, who were talking about the show. And I'm looking like some people just may not like this show when they're not supposed to watch it, and that's fine. I don't like when people watch shows and then make it seem as if the show is really, really bad when it's not really, really bad. And I'm like, Lovecraft County, it's a good show if you just watch it or whatnot. But, I guess it is what it is. I think the most things, I'm just going to talk about the show. The most that I took this episode gave me Indiana Jones. Yeah, Raiders of the Lost Ark all up under the water was really, really good. Even seeing how Tick keeps kind of making things about him, and they like, it's not only about you, it's about all of us. You know what I'm saying? I was killed, your daddy was kidnapped, or whatever. All these things going on. It's not just about you. And I also, the whole thing with Ruby, I don't remember the white guy name who is either friends with or owned by, I'm not sure, Christina. When he went after Ruby, I'm like, Ruby, what is you doing? Don't be listening to this man with his blue eyes and his blonde hair. It can be really, really bad. And, seeing her already kind of be down herself because she went to was it Macy's, and see they had already hired another black girl, and so now she's all sad that she can't get the job that she wanted, and she feels as if it's because her sister kind of distracted her from applying. I'm like, well, no, apply anyway. They may still want you. So that part for me was like, okay, she all sad or whatever, and then for her to go home with white boy and they up. I'm like, why y'all fucking on the stairs? On the stairs? Who wants to have stair sex? It was just weird. And I'm like, the minute, she cut her hand and he looked at her blood, I'm looking like, girl, black people would not have been okay with no white men looking at our blood. We would have, no, I have to go or whatever. They are one and the same, but we will get to that. But I was giving her the ish on the step. I was like, I just can't. I don't want to fuck on no stairs. I mean, that's just weird to me. That makes your back hurt. Cause you can't even, flex really good on the steps because it's hard. Okay. It's just weird and whatnot. But I was like, girl, she was getting it on them stairs. I feel like I have not read the book. I don't want to read the book until I've watched the show because I don't want to spoil it for myself. I kept feeling like, I'm like, is he the male version of her that she created to do things that she can't do? That part I wanted. We've never seen them in the same place at the same time or whatever. So I do wonder that, but I don't know. Even seeing how when she was playing with the kids and the police came and got her, and um, she told them Like, y'all here fucking up. I'm saying, how did y'all let her at the house? And then when she was in the door, and she looked through the door and it was someone in there moaning. I'm looking like, it's a person in there. Why is it a person in there? Who was the person in there? I'm like, what is going on? Well, yes. And I said, girl, when he took his shirt off and she was on top of him, and I said, that's the mark of the beast. Okay. No one wants to have sex with anybody that has the mark of a beast. I was like, no, I don't want it. But again, it was a little entertaining episode, okay, and even seeing how Tick and T girl, why I forget her name, Latia, um, and Montrose, okay, and Hip and Diana all drove down to the museum and everything. And I was like, some go wrong here. I don't know what it is. And then when a friend also came, who's a bit jealous, in my opinion, it was a lot going on. But when friend told Tim, like, your daddy getting real friendly with that man down there who's I think in a Dixon but other man, implying that Montrose is secretly, gay. I'm like, what? I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal. It really wouldn't be, because I'm like, what if Tick's mama was his beard? Okay. And that is also the reason why Uncle George said that Tick may not be his. Okay. Um, yeah, Hip gonna find out what's going on. The minute she seen Diana had, Uncle George's atlas or whatever, or his driving guide, and she seen that he had went further than where they told he died at, she knew it was some bullshit afoot. Okay. How come Betty is always the first leading? I will fall back and let the men go first. I think she has a thing of wanting to be in charge too. She doesn't want to be a damsel in distress, and then that's just kind of what she does. Because you see when Tick was down in the little cave bank, whatever, and then he asked for the map, and she said, "I'm coming down." He said, "Wait, let me check it out." And before he could say that, she already down there. So I think she just has a thing to where she doesn't want to feel like she needs to be protected so much she can also protect herself. So the elevator led to Letty's house. Yes, it did. Because they all were looking for, these pages from old boy. And so, yeah, so that's what it was. I could see that Montrose is gay slash bisexual, especially with that owner of the bar. Yeah, I think that was implied in episode 1. I do, but I feel like I want to see how it's unpacked, because he may not be. He could just be friends with a person who's gay. Just because you hang out with someone who's gay doesn't mean that you're gay yourself. Okay. So yeah, that part was a little bit different. When Rihanna, bitch, better have my money. I was like, oh, come on now. I want to make a playlist with all the songs from the episode, because the music makes each scene better in different ways. So I love that about the show. Truthfully, it's really, really good. But I do. I'll keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching every single episode. It's little stuff that I'm figuring out on my own that I might guesstimate, but I'm like, you never know. But the minute I seen her go in the house, Christina, and then he came out, I'm looking like, I wonder if they're one and the same. I wonder, but I want to see how it plays out. That's the reason why I won't order the book, because I don't want to read the book and then spoil something for myself. But I even like, Tick and Montrose on this trip, and they're having these little father-son moments of, either advising each other, or having to hold each other and all that. Because even when Montrose had to trust Tick to jump into his arms, that was Tick, taking charge of his father. And then when Montrose seen Letty and Tick arguing, he said, you need to go talk to your woman. Your daddy always told me, my daddy told me, you have to always have a song, so that when you girl fussing, sing that song, and when it's over, y'all get back to loving. I think they're exchanging these moments of goodness or whatever. Even though Montrose not shit, because he burnt that book up and it made me mad, but I'm like, I digress. It is what it is. That was old girl basically telling Letty that money was her for the house. Yeah, when Katrina came to the house, I like the part when she came to the house and she tried to walk in, and then was like, boom, you can't come here. We don't want no spirits in this house. It was protected, okay? And Letty figured it out for herself as well, like, oh, the money came from you. Okay, so what you want this house for? And it's like, well, I don't even want the house. I just want someone in the house. And then we see how Hip has already taken the little solar system thing because she liked it. And I'm like, okay, so again, she gonna be in it some kind of way. When Chick said to cheat the lady language, and I was like, how would you I'll explain who she was and where she came from. I think back then, a random person, no one really cares that much back then and whatnot. But when Montrose went in there and killed her, I was like, who you working for, Montrose? What is you doing, brother? What's going on? Okay. What about Montrose and Titus? How it seemed like Titus is somehow talking or taking over Montrose's body. I don't know about that. I can't say that, but I do feel like I don't know if Montrose is trying to stop Tick from getting further into it, or if he is, possessed by the spirit of a white man. I'm not sure either way, but I'm still mad at Montrose nonetheless. But whatever. What about the woman having girl, but I just think, like she said, she's both male and female in spirit or whatever. But again, this is from, hundreds of years ago. So who knows? It happens, it happens, it happens. I still was like, okay, what's going on here? I seen someone comment on Twitter saying, that was very, very bad for them to, have her on there and then show Montrose asking, what are you? That was disrespectful. And then they use female pronouns for her, even though she had both parts. And then to have Montrose kill her is, a way to silence her. I'm like, that was, girl, I didn't get all that from that. I did not. So I don't know. It was it was a lot. But I think I still like the show. I think that's my main thing. It's just a lot that goes into every episode, and every episode is like a whole different step of everything. Because even when um, Hip was talking to Diana and was telling her how I named that comment, but they didn't want a little black girl being the ones. They changed to a little white girl name and whatever, and then they had that moment, and then them leaving Tick and all them there. And said, well, Mama, how they get home from Chicago if they had a car? And I'm like, well, how did they explain it? So like little bits and pieces coming on that, I'm trying to, saying grab on too. I'm confused at this point. What is Helen trying to do? Who is Helen? Am I tripping? Is somebody named Helen? Who is Helen? I don't know what Helen trying to do. I'm not sure. I'm like, what? Who was Helen? So, Helen. Harriet. Who was Harriet? I'm confused, but I'm gonna move on from that. But yeah, it was a good. What else? What else happened in the episode? I think that was really it. The aunt. Oh, I'm like, you got all these other names. I don't know what she's trying to find some answers as to how Uncle George died. She don't believe anything that happened. The elevator took them home. Here, yeah, but I think Diana was asking how they got home when their daddy died. When daddy died, when Uncle George died, how did they make it back and they did not have Woody? I think that was the weird part with that. Montrose read the book and he knows all the answers, so he had tried to let Tick run around like a chicken with his head cut off. He really, really is. But that's the thing when you see he's a bad father. He's a bad father because if you have the answers, give him the answers instead of letting him damn and get killed every time because you want to give him bits and pieces and breadcrumbs. It gets somebody on nerves. Maybe Tick Mama knew Montrose was by. That's why she was with Uncle George. It can be that way. They probably was sleeping together. I believe it. I believe it. You know what I'm saying? I think they're implying that, and that is why when Uncle George brought up to Montrose, Tick may not be yours. He said we discussed that we would never talk about that. I think there's been a conversation about whatever with Montrose, but we just haven't heard it just yet. Okay. That was weird because they wrecked Woody into the invisible wall. No, they didn't have Woody. They had one of their cars. They didn't take, and I kept. They didn't have Woody. They had a different car. Woody they left back there. It was weird in general. It was weird. It's all weird. I'm not sure. I don't know who was on that closet either. Um, yeah, they took the other car. It wasn't Woody. It was as if Woody made it back to the house safe and sound, and no one knew how they got back. So that's weird too. So yeah, it's a lot of questions. Okay, we need some of them answered, but again, it's only episode 4, I think it is right now. But that's what happened this episode. You know, they got the little paper with the little notes that no one can recite. Okay, and Tick and Letty kiss. He kissed his girl. Let me know that she's my girl. I like Letty and Tick as a couple. I want them to make it, but I feel like her telling him stop acting as if the thing that just happened to you will hopefully strengthen their bond because he won't keep trying to like shield her from shit and they can share it and be a whole dynamic duo. Um, the daddy probably abusive to Montrose because of You on to some Sweet November? I think the uncle is going to pop back up somehow. I think it's ghost will or some kind of way, as an ancestor or whatever. I think that may happen. I don't know if bringing Uncle George's dead body back as a real human being walking around this green earth is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Even though it could happen, I'm not sure, but I don't want that. I don't. I think Uncle George played his parts and he's still on the show in spirits. Okay, and that's a good thing too. But who knows? It can go either way just because of the show. Um, so do that dad have a relationship with at the bar? Honey, I don't know. I don't. That's stuff we don't know. It's been implied that he did, but I mean, the person who implied it, the friend who lied about having sex with lady, we don't trust him at all. Because he lied about fucking Letty, then he lied about the daddy being close to, and all he said was, I wanted you to see what the bartender did or whatever, because your daddy been real chummy with him. Which then made Tick ask, well, how you know the guy here, the security guard? Oh, I met him at the bar. So again, now Tick said, is my daddy, you know what I'm saying, possibly that way. So I think that's going to be a question answered in a few episodes. But again, it was a good episode. I liked it. I like where the show was going. I will continue to watch it. I will continue to like it. And then once all the episodes are over, I will probably go ahead and watch. Let me read the book. You saw Tim was going to say, yeah, he did because it was a thought in his head, like, you know what I'm saying, it's my daddy, that way or whatever. Hippolyta turned the car around so fast that at the end, I definitely didn't want her to run into one of those sundown towns. True. Very true. Because she don't know what they went through. And them not telling her could be disastrous. At the same time, I think they knew if she knew more that she would want to be involved in some sort of way. She wouldn't let it go. So that's him saying that's the thing to do. His dad don't always play his gay. That's what I'm thinking. The actor? Michael K. Knight, I don't think he played a lot of gay characters. I'm not sure. But I don't know him from being in other. I don't know. I'll say that. I don't know that much. The show was much better than whether or not Montrose. Thank you, JW. It's not. That's not the point at all. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I didn't watch The Wire, but this isn't about that. We're gonna move on from that anyway. I want to see the sheriff, because now I'm like, the fact that Montrose said it's like 35 factions of them. I want to see what other factions we're gonna run into, because again, the sheriff telling Letty that he knew about the ghosts in the house or whatever. I never thought that was about him also being involved with the order of the people. Okay, so that was kind of different for me. I can't wait until we get to the backstories of each character. Me either. I'm interested in this show in general. I think it can go so many different ways. Is what entices me so much too. Because I'm like, it can be anything can happen in an episode. Tick is such a hold to Letty. He basically took everything and changed it up. Well, no, I don't think. No, I don't. I don't agree with that. They've been through a lot. He did not know that she was a virgin, and he don't treat her like crap. He's trying to keep her out of harm's way because he's trying to protect her. But he does not realize by doing that she feels disregarded. So I don't think he treated her like crap at all. I don't. I don't. I don't. But each their own. Everybody had their own opinion. I don't think that. But it's not as if he knew she was a virgin and he just took it and said, saying, fuck you. No, it was just, and it's weird for them both the same way that he be standoffish, so did she. They both have been giving each other space because they didn't know where they were. That's why in this episode, when they both got on the elevator and they, did not drown, the first thing he did was kiss her. And then she kissed him back because it's Tick and Letty. So I think that was a good thing in my opinion. But this whole episode just, showing the disconnect between Ruby and Letty to where Ruby up here complaining to a whole stranger ass white man about his sister who she then goes back and sleeps with, who sucks her blood and fucks her some stairs. It's weird to me. Okay. Tick and Montrose and Letty finding the pages that could possibly unlock some more spells is good. You know what I'm saying? Christina letting us know the sheriff is in it in some kind of way. And I want to know who that man was or that woman who was moaning behind them doors. Okay. And then, Hip and Diana knowing it's some bullshit afoot was the highlight of the episode. And that's it, y'all. Okay. So we talked about it enough. Y'all not looking like, just discuss the show and let's move on. So I will talk to y'all next week. Everybody be blessed and be great. Did you notice the Hip was the only one who was able to see that orbit? Yeah. Because I'm like, when she took it, how did no one see it? You know what I'm saying? Because when the guys went in that room, it wasn't there. But I don't know if it wasn't there because she already took it or because they could not see it. But when Christina said that the old guy, the crazy dude or whatever, had it in the house hidden somewhere, it was amazing. She could see it, that she knew what it was, and that she knew that it didn't work for some reason. So yeah, I like that. So I like how it's, we're getting more and more pieces of the puzzle put together. So I can't wait until the next episode. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna end it here. Y'all know every week at 10:35 after Lovecraft County, we'll be here live to chit chat about it. I will talk to y'all next week. Everybody be blessed, be healthy, be happy, be spontaneous. Don't send your coochie through the mail, and wear a mask. Okay, that is all. I'm done. Peace out.